Hello Aria Nation and welcome to episode 2 of Telco Tips. This week I wanted to talk to you about 60-month contracts. Now it's something where if you've been following me on social media or LinkedIn or Facebook for any period of time really, but the last 6 or 12 months in particular, it's something you would have heard me talk about quite a lot. And it's the reason I wanted to bring it to you in the episode 2 of Telco Tips is because I want this information out there. I want people to be aware of it so that they're not getting caught in these telco traps and signing on for contracts that quite frankly don't suit them. So basically what I want to do here is run through a situation that I had with a client last year where they'd been offered a 60-month contract by their existing provider, and I went in and had a look at it and said, well look, okay, this is where we're at the moment, this is what it would be with us. So there's a few different ways of looking at this, right? So basically what happened was I was introduced to this gentleman by a networking colleague of mine. And so he'd been offered this product or this solution by his account manager, and it was a 5-year contract, a 60-month contract. And his discussion with the account manager was very much around, look, I'm not comfortable signing for any more than 3 years. I don't really want to sign on a 4 or 5-year deal. And what they came back with was just a horrible solution on a 3-year. They said, look, it's available, but it's just horrible. And you'll see in a second just how bad that was. But so he was speaking to somebody at a networking event, and he got told, look, speak to Rob. He's got this and that, and he can have a look at it for you. So he got in contact with me, and basically the discussion over the phone before I even met with him was, look, I don't have time to muck around with this. I need a 3-year contract. I'm not prepared to sign anything longer than that. But I just want to look, this deal that I've been offered, it may be a good deal. I don't know. I'm not in that space. You are. Can you come in and have a look at it for me? So look, more than happy to go out and have a look and see what we come up with. And basically what I went through with him is what I'm going to do here for you now is just how that solution was set up, why it was set up the way it was set up, and basically what the other solutions are that are available that are out there. So very easy to do. It's not something that, again, same as my video last week on the tech fund situation of mobile plans, is it's not, you don't have to complicate the situation. It's actually a pretty straightforward situation. So look, in this one, I just had 2 columns there, 60-month contract and a 36-month contract. Now, the 60-month we'll go through what they were originally offered by their carrier, and then the 36 months was essentially what I offered from my wholesale agreement and said, look, this is worst case scenario what it would be with me. Now, basically what they did was this account executive that he'd been dealing with, apparently he'd been dealing with them for a number of years, and they he thought they were quite good and everything. And I know the person personally, and they actually are a very nice person, but I understand what they've done here. So basically what they've done is they've gone in and said, look, we've got a 60-month contract. The price per month is $49. Now that's per extension, per handset type thing. Well, not with the hardware. This is per extension. So if you've got, in this case, this gentleman had 20 extensions, so you times that by 20 and that's your monthly price for your services. Okay. Now basically what they've said is that this is our standard price, right? But this month we've got a promotion, same old sales trick that they use every single month, is we can do it for $44 if you sign this month. And it's an unlimited plan. It gives you all of your calls to mobiles and local calls and national calls and 1-300 numbers. It covered all of that, right? So basically that's what they've said is that it's normally $49. We'll do it for you for $44 if you sign this month. Now, he's gone back to them, as I say, and he said, look, I don't want to sign anything more than a 3-year term. And it's available, it's not great. The reason I don't sell it is because it's expensive, and this is why I go down this path. But look, if you want to have a look at it, it's $53 a month on a 36-month contract. But if you sign on the 36 months, I can't give you, there is no discount. This one here, I can give you a discount to bring it down to 44. This one, there is no discount. The discount only applies here. So, which isn't actually correct, right? Every now and then, these telco companies will run promotions and what have you, but typically when they run a promotion, if there's a discount, and in this situation I knew inherently, because you've got to understand, the company that sells this product, I actually can sell this product, right? So me saying that don't sign a 60-month contract isn't just to try and promote my products over somebody else. I can sell this product, right? I just refuse to because I've not found a situation where it genuinely benefits the client, and you'll see why here. It's pretty obvious once you run through it, but it really is. And you know, I've worked for companies in the past that were pushing these contracts, and I inherently knew that there was something better available, so I never signed these deals with my clients, and I ended up missing sales targets and doing all the, is what it is, right? Not important right now, but basically this is what they were trying to get to. So ideally this is their end goal. They wanted the client on that. So they said, look, 36 months is available, but it's substantially more expensive than your 60 months. You know, you're going to end up paying $9 a month per service, or per service more, you know, and you've got 20 of them, so you're up to $180 more per month if you sign a 3-year deal versus a 5-year deal. You know, and this is the argument that these guys will use to get you onto a 5-year contract. They'll say, look, it's cheaper. The longer you sign, the cheaper it becomes, right? And this is the argument. This is the justification for why. And when I look at this, fine, they're actually correct, right? If you sign a 5-year deal, it's cheaper than a 3-year deal. I agree with them on that. It is what it is, right? What I don't agree with is when they put these plans together, and it's not necessarily the salesperson's fault, to be fair to them. I feel bad for salespeople that are stuck selling just this one product, right? Because they inherently know, they know this other stuff is out there. 100% they know. I knew when I was doing it, they know, right? But they're stuck selling this product. It's not actually the salesperson, it's the people that put these products together that just, for whatever reason, are out of touch with what's out there. But it is what it is. That's another video maybe. But so that was essentially the conversation I had was, you know, $180 cheaper if you go on a 5-year contract. Fine. Okay. So he's come to me and he said, look, that it still seems expensive, like $44 per month. I've seen other things out there that are cheaper. You know, what am I getting for my $44? Why is it so much more expensive? And I said, look, it is an expensive plan, right? Basically what it is the $49 plan there that they're essentially selling you a $49 plan and they're giving you a $5 discount, right? What they're not telling you is there's actually another plan here as well. It's a $39 plan. But they haven't even told you that plan exists. So what they're trying to do is, if they sell this plan, they get paid more commission than if they sell that plan. If they sell that plan, they get paid more commission if they sell that plan. What happens is that because these guys are inherently able to give, like, the network will come to their sales team and say, look, you're able to, for this month or for this 6 months or for the 3 months or whatever, indefinitely, whatever the case may be, we'll let you sell this plan and give a $5 discount, but you'll still get paid for that plan. So all the sales reps, quite rightly, and you know, I would probably do the same if I was in their situation, you say, well, look, if they sign for that plan, whether they sign for that one and get the discount or they sign directly for that one, I'm going to get the payment for that. So it makes more sense, right? But they just don't even mention that there's a $39 plan available. It just does not even come out of their mouth in any way, shape or form. So basically what they're trying to do is that's how much they want the client to end up paying. And it doesn't really matter how they get there, right? But what I've looked at is gone, well, look, you asked for my worst case scenario. Now, worst case scenario, and this isn't a sales video this is just an education thing, right? Anybody wants to use my products, more than welcome to, but this isn't what that's about. It's just about educating you and saying, this is what's you've been proposed, now this is what's available. But I basically went to him and I said, look, worst case for me, you're looking at $35 a month. And he said, okay, great, what does that include? Exactly the same as that. Local calls, national calls, calls to mobiles, 1-300 numbers, unlimited. Go nuts, knock yourself out. And he said, well, how can you be cheaper than, you know, they're a big company, you're a little company. I said to him, look, it's just the way it works, right? And that's not the cheapest on the market, right? I don't play the let's have a race to the bottom on price game. That's a very fair price, it's a very good price, but I don't pretend to be the cheapest on the market. I don't particularly want to be, because then you get that whole stigma of, you know, why is it so cheap? But it's a fair price, right? So I've looked at that and gone, well, look, basically you're looking at $35 here. That compares to the $44 product here. It's the same thing. It's $9 per month cheaper. So if you look at $9 per month times your 20 handsets, okay, is $360 a month. No, it's not. It's $180 a month. My maths is horrible. And I've written it over here, so I should have known. But anyway, so it's $180 a month cheaper. Now, which is the same saving here, but you're only signing up for 3 years. They're trying to get you to sign up for 5. Right? And this is kind of, extrapolate it out from there, right? So you go, if you sign on this deal for 3 years versus signing on that deal for 3 years, you're $180 a month cheaper. You know, over 3 years, it's $6,500. Now, my maths hasn't gotten any better, clearly, from the last video. I've got it over here, so I don't know why I messed that up. But anyway, it's $6,500 cheaper over 3 years. But then hang on, you've still got another 2 years left on this contract. So let's run the numbers. Let's assume for a second that this client, even though it's only a 3-year deal, stayed for an additional 2 years after their contract was up. So we're comparing 60 months to 60 months, right? The saving is nearly 11 grand, right? 11 grand over 5 years. It's, you know, a bit over 2 grand a year for essentially the same solution, right? And so this is the discussion. It's why would you sign a 60-month contract when you can get the same pricing, or sorry, much better pricing over 3 years? There's no benefit to signing a 60-month contract. And even if you compare it to, I mean, you want to double these numbers, compare it to their 3-year contract, and that jumps to $18 a month. There's just no benefit. And I see this so often, it's ridiculous. So if anybody is presenting you with a 60-month contract term as an option for signing for a new phone system, just question it straight away and look around. This is the one thing I want to pound into people's heads over this, I guess, is if that's what you're being presented with, look around, okay? Because I guarantee that you'll find a much better solution. And it doesn't have to be this, it could be other ones. There's other ones out there. There's one deal that I'm aware of, which on price is absolutely insane, is it's $30 a month. Okay, it's only a 24-month contract, right? And it includes a yearly T46 handset, which is a $360 phone. And it includes it for free. The pricing on that is ridiculously aggressive, okay? Now, I don't sell that product. I can sell it. I've got the ability to sell it. It's through one of my partners. I don't sell it for other reasons, and that is what it is. But, you know, if you look at that versus that, I mean, and these guys do have a 24-month option, but again, it gets more expensive again. So it's probably, I think from memory, their 24-month option was like $59 or $56 or something like that. Like, you know, and that doesn't include the phone. So this deal here is ridiculously cheap on price. It's just insane. But, you know, even if you're looking, comparing apples with apples here, there's no benefit to signing a 60-month contract. So this is essentially what I went through with this client. And he's looked at it at the end and gone, why would I do that? There's just, he saw it for himself. I didn't, you know, I explained it like this. I just laid it out for him. But he saw it for himself very easily. Look, if I sign with that, I'm going to be spending another $11,000 over 5 years. For what? What extra benefit am I getting out of here that I don't have here? That was actually one of his questions to me. And I said, look, there's nothing there. There's no benefit. And in fact, these guys actually charge an extra fee on top just as a, I don't even know why they charge it, but they get away with it and it is what it is. But, you know, there is no extra fee here. So that actually is going to be a little bit cheaper again. But, the savings going to be a little bit higher again. But the fact remains, there's no benefit. And I'm yet to see somebody from a sales point of view. And again, I can sell these things, right? But I've yet to see somebody from a sales point of view. And I've asked this question to, I'm probably up to about 20 odd salespeople now where I've asked this question to. And I've said to them, look, I understand you get paid a lot more on a 60-month contract than a 36-month contract. I get it, right? And you've all got sales targets that you're trying to hit, and fine, you know, more power to you. But tell me this, if you got paid exactly the same amount to sell a 36-month contract as you're getting paid to sell a 60-month contract, would you ever sell the 60 again? And I would say to you, look at it with your own business if you want to look at this question is, you know, a lot of people that are watching this, whether you've got a sales team or maybe you do the sales yourself for your own business, most people operate with a sales target or some sort of pipeline that they're running. And, you know, as well you should with the pipeline anyway. But they'll look at that and go, okay, well, this is how much value I can make out of this. And a lot of people have said to me, because everybody knows that I operate my business with a long-term mentality. There's no short-term mentality in my business. And people have said, well, hang on, if you're operating with a long-term mentality, and I had a business coach say this to me, if you're operating with a long-term mentality, why wouldn't you sell a 60-month contract? You're getting a client for a longer period of time. You've maintained that relationship for that period. Why would you sell them that over a 36, or why wouldn't you sell them a 60-month over a 36? And I've said to them, look, my outlook on it, and I may be completely way off here, right? Maybe I'm the stupid one with this, but to me, that's the short-term mentality, because when you sell this product, and again, this is from somebody that has the ability to sell this product, right? When you sell this product, all you're looking at is the commission that you're going to make on the deal, short-term, inherently knowing that it's not actually the best deal for the client. You just do, right? And this is why I failed when I was selling these products, was because I knew that there was better out there, and I pretty well refused to sell it because it was just, there was no benefit to the client. And this is the mentality, right? That's a short-term plan. That's a short-term play, because you're looking at how much money can I extract out of this client, out of this deal right now, right? This is the long-term play. It's better for the client. How can I keep the client happy? Make sure that they're not paying more than they should be. You know, they're going to be a long-term client. They'll probably refer me business. They'll probably stay beyond the 36 months because they're going to be happy. They're going to know that they're not going to, you know, imagine somebody's on this deal. Imagine you're on this deal, right? And then somebody walks in the door and offers you that. You know, how about instead of signing for a 3-year deal, we lock you in for 5 years, but we put your bill up in the process? How enticing is that, right? So you put somebody on this deal, you're going to have people that are going to stay as clients because they know that they're not going to get ripped off. They know that they're, you know, what their bill is each month because it's unlimited, which in fairness, so is this, you know, but they're going to be more loyal to your business because you're doing the right thing. And I would say it's the same with your own businesses. If you've got sales targets and what have you that you're looking at, you know, if you look at a short-term mentality versus a long-term mentality, where's the trade-off? And for me, this is it, right? This is actually pretty well a perfect example of it, is that even though long-term technically, okay, yes, I'm locking in my client for a longer term, so does that make it a long-term play? It doesn't, because eventually somebody's going to come along with something that looks like this. And as I say, mine's not the cheapest on the market, which is part of the reason I've used it as the example, right? It's not the cheapest on the market, so there's cheaper out there, but even on this plan, you're still saving a massive amount per month, over the 60, well, even per month, $180 a month is a good saving, right? So this is essentially what I'm trying to get to with this, is putting this out there so that you guys will understand. If you get offered a 60-month contract by one of any telco company, doesn't matter who it is, doesn't have to be this deal, it doesn't matter who it is at all. If you get offered a 60-month contract for a new phone system, you need to start questioning it straight away, right? Because this is this sort of comparison that you guys can do yourselves, right? It's not, you don't need me in there to do it. And this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm trying to get as much of this education out there, is I can't, quite frankly, I don't have the time, or I'm never going to get to every client in Perth to do this for them, right? And I know this is, you know, nationally, I'm never going to get to everybody in Australia to do this for them. I'm never going to get to anybody in Joondalup, which is 10 minutes away and, you know, it's full of businesses. Like, I'm never going to get to all of these businesses to be able to do this for them. So this is why I'm putting it out there. It's why I did the video last week. It's why I'm going to continue doing this. Is to put the education out there so that you guys can look at it and go, all right, well, hang on. If I've just been presented a 60-month contract as the option for a new phone system, then I need to start looking. Okay, whether it's with myself or whether it's with somebody else. I'm not saying you have to use me, but certainly if you've been offered a 60-month contract, have a look at your options. There's 100 different telco companies out there. You know, there's plenty of options, right? There are plenty of options out there. So have a look at it. If you've been offered 60 months, don't look into it. There's so much better out there. Even this plan, like this plan is unbelievable on price. All right. So look, that's all I'm going to run through on this. As always, if you've got any questions or any comments that you want to make, I will be checking the comments and the questions quite regularly, so that if there are any topics that you want me to cover off in future videos, please let me know. But other than that, look, if you've gotten any value out of this, if you feel that there is value here, maybe for other people as well, look, put a like, put a subscribe, share the video out there, just basically because I want to get this information out there to as many people as I can. And I can only do so much myself. So if you guys are able to help me with that and share this video out there, subscribe to the video and you'll get notifications for any of the future videos that I put up. There will be one going up at 6 o'clock Perth time every Tuesday. So I understand it's a little bit later over east for our Sydney and Melbourne friends, but look, this is the sort of stuff that you're going to get every week. And if there's value in it, if you feel there's value in it for your business or other businesses, please get the word out there, share it as much as you can, and have a good week. And I'll look forward to bringing you another topic next week. Cheers.